This man ruled his country with an iron fist for 40 years. He dragged Spain out of the ruins and turned it into Europe's economic miracle. Then locked that miracle inside a steel cage. Welcome to the Historical Figure series. Today we're talking about Francisco Franco. Franco was born into a Spanish military family. At 14, he grabbed a rifle and marched into military school. While other kids practiced marching, he practiced assassination moves. At 19, he was sent to the Colonial battlefield in Morocco, where he watched his closest comrades get their throats slit. From that moment on, he believed not in God, but in the idea that political power grows out of the barrel of a gun. At 27, he became a battalion commander, dyeing his shoulder insignia red with the blood of the local tribes. The colonies became the very stepping stones that lifted him to power. In 1936, while the Republican government was shouting slogans like freedom and equality, Franco marched from Africa back to Spain with a full-blown rebellion. Nazi Germany sent him planes, Mussolini sent him tanks, Roosevelt sold him oil, and Franco, he turned Madrid, his own future capital, into a sea of fire, tossed every political opponent into concentration camps. Don't talk to him about saving the nation. In his dictionary, there were only two choices: eat my bread and follow me, or eat my bullets and get out. Within 3 years, 500,000 people died in the Civil War, and Franco climbed onto the dictator's throne over mountains of corpses. When World War II broke out, he tried to be everyone's best friend. He called Hitler bro, sent the Blue Division to help Germany fight the Soviet Union, and pocketed Nazi weapons. But he also secretly contacted Britain and the US, selling them tungsten, a strategic material, to make war money on the side. And when the Allies were clearly about to win, Franco immediately flipped the table, pretended he didn't even know Hitler, declared Spain a neutral country, and burned every record showing he had ever worked with the Nazis. Thanks to this fox-level cunning, Spain dodged post-war punishment. Franco became the only fascist dictator in Europe who didn't get overthrown. That level of strategic slipperiness, even a fox would applaud. After the war, he banned free speech, banned worker strikes, and banned any voice that dared criticize him. Say one bad thing about him, best case, you go to jail. Worst case, firing squad. But he also knew you can't just slap people. Sometimes you have to hand out candy, so he rolled out economic reforms, building dams, opening factories, attracting foreign investment. Spain's GDP shot upward like a rocket, but the question remained, just because people had bread, did that erase the screams from the concentration camps? Of course not. The opposition never disappeared, and Franco never stopped crushing them. In 1975, at 83 years old, Franco finally died in a hospital bed. Plenty of people mourned him, but just as many celebrated. Even today, opinions about him are wildly divided. Some say Spain would have been better without him. Others say without him, Spain might have fallen apart. Good or evil, savior or tyrant. Only the people who lived through his era know the real answer.